A grand monarch, also commonly known as a species monarch or racial monarch, is, as you may imagine, the ruling figure over a particular species, a race. These monarchs commonly take the role of a queen, but can also appear as male or non-gendered, depending on the gender variation of a species. Commonly, they have the power to rally the rest of their race or species to their side. Not only that, but they also possess enhanced abilities and attributes. These monarchs often appear to rule over a species or races that find themselves on the brink of devastation, whether through natural causes or otherwise. Many of you may be familiar with the Slime Queen, otherwise known as Sela, a grand monarch who appeared for the more common species of slime. While their appearance in pop culture may be portrayed as cute and playful today, in the past they were quite the opposite. Many types of slimes or oozes can be highly dangerous, some even actively hostile, and so weaker races of slime would be targeted in attempts to cripple the ooze population. According to accounts from the Lilac Adventurers Guilds, who originally discovered the Slime Queen and chose to help her, there were only 30 slimes in her care. Today, there are thousands worldwide, sometimes kept as pets, sometimes becoming something far greater. Many, however, are still in Saloon, working as living water filters. Similarly in Saloon, as our current elder of the Elder Umba, the Oasis Queen, Priscilla Levitane, is a Grand Monarch. She, of course, is the Grand Monarch of the Antlions, large and powerful bugs that call the desert of the Elder Umba their home. Although they may work as construction workers and guard beasts today, in the past they nearly faced extinction for being notably unintelligent, blindly attacking whoever they came across, ultimately being slaughtered. Our Oasis Queen says herself that she was a gift unto the Antlions, a gift granting human wisdom and guidance, now allowing the Antlions to peacefully coexist. Not all Grand Monarchs bring peace and prosperity to all, unfortunately. The Arachne beast folk, a race of all-female beast folk with spider-like attributes, find themselves ruled over by the Spider Queen. The traits of Arachne beast folk before the appearance of the Spider Queen were much more similar to a typical spider: aggressive, venomous, and, to an extent, ugly. After the appearance of the Spider Queen, roughly in the 1930s, Arachne beast folk became much more desirable, cherished for their silky skin and great devotion to their partners. However, the Spider Queen did not end her reign by simply birthing a new type of Arachne beastfolk. She began raising children to act as an army, with legs as sharp as swords and deadly poisons. Opposing the Spider Queen would happen to be the Spider King, a male Grand Monarch of the Spiderman beastfolk. Again opposing the Arachne beastfolk, the Spidermen are all male. Coincidentally, the Spiderman's Grand Monarch, who calls himself Zephyr, also has roots that can be traced back to the Lilac Adventurers Guild around the same time as the Slime Queen. Interestingly, there is absolutely no reason for Zephyr to exist. The Spider-Man beastfolk throughout history has had a relatively stable population with no major threats posed to them. In an interview from 1984, when questioned about how he could have come into such power, such a position, Zephyr said, "I have no clue. Probably something about being loved as a kid. We have no idea if this was a joke. We also have no idea where Zephyr currently is, other than the fact that he may be somewhere in Agila." For our last entry, we will discuss a race with the Grand Monarch that has since retired. The retirement of a Grand Monarch doesn't mean that they got old and stopped working, or anything like that. This is a retirement of position. The Harpies, a race of all females with bird-like attributes, now known for their encapsulating beauty, great flight speeds, quick reflexes, and loyalty, were once far different. According to old myth, Harpies were hags, maturing quickly and living short lifespans filled with violence and betrayal, kidnapping males to forcibly breed with. The Harpy Queen was said to have appeared somewhere around the later 1600s, far different from the rest of her race. Beautiful and with grace, uniting all other harpies around her under one central flag. Eventually finding and being married to her husband, Belleard Pearson, wedded in holy matrimony. The Harpy race was successfully brought to salvation, and after 3 generations of Harpy queens, the Grand Monarch position would be retired. Although it is said that harpies within the family tree of the Harpy queens are even to this day being born with a lifespan equal to that of humans. Our world is grand and mystical in many ways. As always, I am Dr. Nida with the Ludenvol Institution, presenting these lessons to you for free.